Hello, everybody. I just realized I still have my AirPods in, so I'm just going to take because you just never know. I am jumping on here, and I am really excited today because I'm going to show you how to color correct using Demi. So I want to say we've had Demi, Sane has had Demi in their kind of toolkit for the last year and a half, almost 2 years, I want to say. Maybe a year and a half. And I haven't used it as much because I really do. I'm just like a solid 3D girl. I love using this cream-based makeup. Of course.
Mom,
yes, sweetheart.
Can I have this? It was in
yes,
my lunch
you can
kit.
have one. Just one.
It was in my lunch kit.
I know it's in your lunch kit, so you can have one.
One of them?
Just one of them.
Why?
Because we're going to see how it feels on your tummy. Okay. So what I am going to show you today is we have some new edits. This is the Erase edit. And these are just 6 colors. Now, the whole thing about Demi, which is very different than cream-based makeup, is that it is only for color correcting specific pigment on your face. So whereas with regular makeup, I'm putting it in one area and then kind of putting it everywhere. With Demi, I am taking this one color. I'm taking this one color and placing it just where the discoloration happens so that the rest of my skin is the same. We're just filtering out discoloration, okay? Now, I'm also gonna tell you, so typical, seriously, all day, been playing upstairs, not a problem in the world, and as soon as I go live. Anyway, so I am gonna tell you, I am newer to this as well. So you may have seen some ladies do Demi, and you're like, oh my gosh. So just know that I'm learning alongside of you. So while it will look good, it could look better once I practice a little bit. But I still wanted to show you because it really is that good.
It feels good.
Okay, but you've had one bite, so just eat this, and then after I'm done, then we'll see about the second cookie, okay? We're just easing into foods again after the stomach flu. Okay, so we have different brushes for Demi. I am using the spot brush here. I love it because it has a really small end, which is great for blemishes. Now, I'm going to get right in there into the nitty gritty. You can see this one's like kind of peeling a little bit. It's not fun. So when you look at the discoloration in your face, often you just think, oh, well, it's red. But actually, when you look in really closely, oh gosh, there's my pores and everything. You can see that there's actually multiple colors within these. And right in the center, it's actually more of a purple color than it is red. So that tells me that I'm going to go on the color wheel, go on the opposite end of that color wheel. Opposite end of purple is orange. And I'm going to place that over this. So that's why in the past where you've seen like, oh, just use green when you have a blemish. Green doesn't necessarily always work because when you actually look right at that, you can tell it actually has more of a purple pigment to it. So I'm going to go in, first of all, right into the very center of this one. Now, this one has a little bit of peeling, so it's going to still have texture. It's not going to get rid of that texture, but it will get rid of the color. So I'm going to just tap this in just a little bit. I have hardly any product on here at all. And I'm going in. I'm going to stop talking because this keeps moving. I'm just placing this color right in the very center. Just like this. Then I'm just going to buff it out. Now that addressed the darkest part of that area. Now I'm going to go in to this one here. This is called O1. I always have to look because I always mix them up. This is O1 and this is YO1. So it's basically yellow orange one and this is just orange one. So I'm going to go into O1 and then I'm going to do around that area that I just did. Now remember, you only want to put this on the discolored areas, not on the rest of your face. Once I've got that on, then I'm going to go in and then just buff it out. Okay? Look at how much better this is looking. Now, with practice, you wouldn't even be able to tell they were there. I've only done this just a handful of times, but when I go in and I watch some of the other ladies with more experience, you cannot tell there is anything on their face. So then all I have to do is color correct these, like this areas in here, color correct under my eye, and then I can just go bare face. I wouldn't even need to put on my 3D. Isn't that amazing? So I'm just placing it right here. Now this is just such a different technique of doing makeup because you're just only putting pigment on those discolored areas, not onto the whole thing. So as it's a kind of a process, as you go in and find those areas, then as you step back and look back, you're like, oh gosh, it's like getting rid of all of this redness and your skin just looks so much more fresh.
Mom.
What?
It's good.
It's good? Okay, sounds good. So I'm just going to go right in here. Now, I love, I forgot to do this one. To do this underneath my eye. Because if you're somebody who has fine lines or wrinkles, you'll notice that, I can't talk. I'm learning also that I can't talk while I'm doing this, which is something else. Okay, so now if you find lines or wrinkles, I love using Demi underneath my eye because you saw how little product I'm using. Isn't that amazing how it just got rid of those like bright redness? That is insane. Okay, so I like to use this because it gets rid of this darkness under eye without feeling like there's no creasing, there's no possibility of creasing because you're hardly using any product. Now, we have a few different Demi edits. This one is the erase, so this one is really meant for like blemishes and like that, but we do have the awake edit as well. I put some Demi on my lip, and the awake one is specifically for under eye. However, take it from me, save yourself a few bucks. I do my under eye with the erase edit as well. You may, depending on the pigment under your eye, may need to get one or more, 2 colors, but I don't think that you would need to get both Demis. I feel like I'm not supposed to tell you that, but I think it's true. Okay, what Demi color are you using for blemishes and under eye for blues, purples? Okay, so right now, for my blemishes, I used YO1, and I also used O1. That's what I use for my blemishes. So now I'm going to go under eye, and lo and behold, if you see under eye, you'll notice that I have quite a bit of purple. You see how there's like purple there? I even have, I can't believe I'm so look, see I have a purple vein here. It's quite pronounced. So it looks like dark, but when you actually look, it's quite purple under eye as well. And clearly I have some Demi under my eye or under my nail because I just keep putting it all over my face. So I'm going to go in, again, I'm going to use YO1 into those darkest areas of my under eye. And I'm actually going to flip my brush around to this fluffy end and just going to fluff it into this area, because I've got quite a bit of that same discoloration right in here. So when you're first starting with Demi, it's going to feel like it takes a little bit of extra know-how. It's going to take, Ender, can you not play with that thing right now? Or at least close the door, Ashton, please. Yes.
I need help.
Okay, I'll be right there as soon as I'm done, okay? Can you go close that door so it's not so loud? Okay. When you're first doing Demi, it will feel, I'm not going to say it's going to feel very strange, and you probably will feel a little bit out of your comfort zone, especially if you're not super familiar with the color wheel. Okay? And that's okay. Just go with it and don't give up, because I have been in the place where I've had this palette and I was ready to toss it out the window because I was like, I have no idea what the heck I'm doing. Please don't do that. Just keep playing with it and trust the process, because it is really, truly so different than any makeup that you have used before, but you will be so happy that you did it once you're done. Okay, so I've used this YO1. I used it right underneath. I'm going to use it right under my, I always like to use it right underneath my lash line like this, because that's where it gets the darkest purple. And I'm just buffing it out very gently. And then I'm also going to place it, remember I said I'm going to use my eye here. I have this like dark purple vein. Oops. Wipe that off and do this again here. Real life over here. I'm not trying to be super professional. I'm just showing you how any normal human being can do this, and you don't have to be a 20-year-old influencer doing her get ready with me. Okay, so I've blended this out, and you'll notice how that vein, see, I'm just placing it right on top of that vein, and then as soon as I blend it out, the vein disappears. Isn't that incredible? Like, honestly makes such a huge difference. Then the rest under eye, I'm going to go in with my O1, and I'm just going to buff it in just the areas, the outside areas. So this right in here, I did a darker one. Oop, this one. And then out here, because it's a lighter purple, I'm doing this lighter orange. So it's just getting a little bit familiar with the opposites on the color wheel is really all it is. And I'm hardly putting any product on. Now I'm going to just put this, I'm going to put a little bit right into my inner corner of my eye, because mine always gets dark all the way around. Now, the other thing is I don't know why, it's just how it is, but see how I get a little bit of redness right around here? So when I come back, you can see like this redness. So that's where I'm going to go in with a tiny little bit of this. It's called G1, green one. I'm just taking a little bit of the green just on the end of my brush. Look at, you can hardly tell I even have green on. And I'm just going to very gently buff that over that red area. So it just kind of neutralizes it. And so that area doesn't stand out as much. But look at that difference of my eye. Isn't that crazy? So I've got really pretty dark, I would have to say. I mean, I've had quite a few people tell me, you don't have dark circles, you don't know what you're talking about. But this feels dark to me on my pasty toned skin. Over to here, which is so much lessened, brightened, and I have hardly any, like, look at this, there's like no creasing. It's just my normal skin. Isn't that insane how that works? Honestly. So I've been playing around with it. I love it under eye. I know that I can absolutely get these better, but I still really do love, I mean, I could do all of these and then everything would look better, but for time's sake, you could just leave it like this, throw on your mascara and everything, but I like to go in with my 3D foundation afterwards. You can absolutely mix and match. And so then I'll go in and just do a really light layer of 3D. I typically, if I'm doing under my eye, I'll skip my brightener. But because I've had this kind of breakout here, I just like to have a little bit more coverage. I just feel more comfortable with that. So then I'll just go over with my main highlight and contour as well. And then so I still get a really nice full look with also making sure that it's all coverage and it's going to stay all day long. And that is how simple Demi is. So again, I was using the erase edit. If you need the link, I will post this. You can just say hashtag or just put link and I will throw up the link for you or send it to your DMs and you can get this. And then it's just a matter of playing with the different color tones. Just look at what you've got, play around with the colors until you can go from a really dark under eye to nice and natural, bright without having a ton of product under your face. There we go. Always reach out to me in DMs. If you need a full color match, text 204 400, 1200 with hashtag match. And I will send you your customized skin tone match. And otherwise, have a great rest of your Wednesday. Bye.